What time is it?
Your show.
Yeah, what time is it?
Your show.
Yeah, what time is it?
Your show.
Yeah, he's back from the dead.
Your
Putting it
show.
on the map, yeah. Saskatoon, right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah.
Your show.
What time is it?
Your show.
Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah.
Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah?
Yeah, von Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Well, a very happy Monday to you, and welcome into another edition of your show. A happy long weekend, not really long weekend, as we're live today. And then tomorrow we got the day off, but we'll still be doing some work around here, so we'll be Twitch streaming, doing some other cool stuff. My name is Gary. I am your host, and this right here, still, as far as we know, the only show originating from Saskatoon from 4 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday live. And man, oh man, you ever want to stick out, do stuff no one else is doing? No one else is doing that. So that's where we sort of like to end up. And always so happy, so thankful, so grateful to have you along with us for this incredible, incredible, fantastic ride. It means the world. And to thank you, we have the greatest camera in the history of all cameras. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the Maggie Cam. Hey, no licky. No, you're going to sneeze. Atta girl. Stay off of there. Look, we've been doing so much brushing of this poor puppy. She's got so much hair. Oh, but she's so beautiful. The Maggie Cam, as always, proudly brought to you by our fantastic friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street. They are your pet's natural grocer. That is Maggie's favorite place on earth. The second she walks in there, she'll walk around and she says hi to Leroy, who is her boyfriend. They met at the puppy meeting convention here in town. He's got a bed set up right by the door. So Leroy usually runs over, grabs Maggie's leash, and walks her around. And they stop to grab some treats every now and then, as they have giant buckets of treats strewn throughout the entire store. They also got all the toys her heart desires. Every time we're in there, Maggie gets to pick one. It's so much fun. And they got, like, and when I say toys, I mean toys. We're talking gigantic down to little tiny toys, everything in between. As well, not only that, they got those really durable toys. If you got a dog that can really beat up a toy, they got some that might withstand it. So that's there for you. They also got the buckle up collars and leashes, which are fantastic. They got all the normal harnesses and leashes you could ever want, okay? They got the best cleaning station in the world right in the back in the store, and it's second to none. They got a fridge full of raw food. If you're looking to change your puppy's diet to that raw food diet, they got you covered. It ain't no thing, all right? They got outfits, they have medicines, all the stuff you need. They got the beds, they got the kennels, all that stuff. And if they don't have something, they will find it for you, because Mike and or Rochelle, two of the best people on earth that run that place, and they will go to the extreme to make sure you are happy. We say it all the time. We don't just bring people on. You know, we don't just do things for money. We bring people on here because we know that they're like-minded like us. They're really good people with really good hearts. And that's who we surround ourselves here with. And our friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street are a perfect example of that, all right? They're also open after hours and on weekends, thanks to our friends Kirsten and Chris. All of that and so much more, including the best shopping experience inside a pet store of your life. It's all waiting for you. That's over at Pet Planet on 8th Street. They are your pet's natural grocer. Look at that. What a beautiful dog. I had my alarm go off again. I want to say a very special happy birthday to my buddy Kalen. Happy birthday, dude. Hope you're having the best day ever, and I hope the day keeps getting better as the night goes on. You are awesome and amazing. So it is Mondays with Brooksy around here is what we do. We check in with her, and we have a lot of fun, and she couldn't be here live today, so we did a big, long pre-tape. But before we get to that, I want to tell you about my man Mobley, all right? Mobley Llorente is his name. As summer is here, it's time to jump on into that dream home of yours, as your chance to find the perfect home is here. With mortgage rates coming down, now is the ideal time to buy. Mobley Llorente with TMG, the mortgage group, works with multiple lenders to find the best mortgage for you, saving you time, money, and most of all, this is the big one, stress. We don't want stress. Mobley helps you with all that. Whether you're self-employed, a first-time buyer, or have credit challenges, he's always here to help. 24/7 personalized support. And the best part, you guys, it's completely free, okay? What more do you want? Completely free with my man Mobley. I absolutely love that. Plus, he'll continue to assist you long-term with refinancing, renewals, and mortgage strategies. That's our main man, Mobley Arente. Mortgages made simple. Give him a call or text him anytime, 306-370-5804. I want to get that in there because we have a really long previously recorded segment with our good buddy Brooksy. If you feel like your business, your charity, your organization, something that you're putting on, a fundraiser, anything, let us know. We are here to help you. Help us help you, like they say in the movies, okay? Just send us an email. It's even got a theme song. Hey, Phenom, you there? No, you're supposed to give me a wave. You can't talk. There, okay, I could barely see your hand. I wanted you to hand sing with me, but I don't know if it's going to be possible. Anyway, just send an email to 1, 2, 3, 4. contact@dufferin.com. That is the email. This is the theme song. Very good. I couldn't have did it without you, brother. That was amazing. Let's get this thing out of here. Boom, that's one. Website about to be updated thanks to our main man, Royal Anders. Just like the email minus the contact and the @ sign. Send that one away. And this one. Ooh, look at that. Twitch.tv/Dufferin Ave Media. Phenom and I were on there earlier. He whooped me in Mario Party 3. And we still have that sort of going. We're going to hop back on there and do a little Super Smash Bros. So we're going to be Twitch streaming as well as live showing. The dream is here. This is what I envisioned with the Universal Calling. So it's going to be very cool. Let's do a couple of those right there. And now we will take care of this. I feel like we got most of the things taken care of. What do you say over there, Phenom? Is it time? Give me a hand. Thumbs up, thumbs down, in between. Thumbs up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we come in hot. It's time to check in with Brooksy. Well, yeah, dude. Now we're ready. Look at that.
I've never worn my hat backwards like this.
Do it.
Ever seen this
Do it.
until this day.
That's how we're starting this, by the way.
I look like...
We're doing this with the hat change.
You know who I look like?
Who do you look like?
The guy with Silent Bob.
Jay and Silent Bob?
Yeah, I look like Jay. And you look like Silent Bob.
Are we Jay and Silent Bob right now, bro?
Yeah.
It's Brooksy in the house as we Jay and Silent Bob. I don't know. I feel like this hat isn't really good for the backwards just because the golfing nerds has to be seen by everyone. Brand new brand. We're going to be getting out there. Apparently, we got some more gear coming in.
You didn't like
very
that.
excited.
I said you look like Silent Bob.
I got that a lot.
This is how the kids in my kids' class wear their hats.
Please keep it
now.
like that. That's perfect. That's it. Okay.
Happy Monday.
Nailed it. She's here. So nice to see you as we haven't got to go on air since the trip of our lives.
Yeah.
We got to go to this. By the way, Wendy Brooks Media, check it out. She's the best. Saves my mental health each and every second of every day. If you also dislike social media immensely, she's got your back and she'll take care of it for you. She's also host of the Pet Star Bedtime Podcast with Hardcora and a lot of other cool shit that we got going on. Why'd you take the hat off?
Well, because this is why. I'll show the people.
Okay, let's see it.
You can't see my eyes.
You're hiding your beautiful eyes, bro. Backwards it is.
Oh, I don't like it backwards.
Why not? You look like a cool skater.
I literally look like...
You look
that
like a
guy.
blonde Avril Lavigne.
And I just need to do
She's
the
just a skater girl. She said, see
Does
you
he
later, girl.
Does he dance like this?
Is that how the song goes?
No, that's how that...
Oh, wow, that was a good dance. You're really into it. This is a good day as we roll through the Monday, getting into... I've been showing this off to everyone.
Yeah.
You also got one, but yours is not as sharp as mine.
Not a stabby.
Yeah, this one is very stabby. African porcupine. I've been telling everybody about the African porcupines. Our buddy Jeff gave us an incredible tour over at the Saskatoon Forestry Farm. And we got to meet all the amazing animals. First thing I want to get to.
I love animals.
First thing I want to get to is, as far as that whole experience goes, were you as amazed as I was that Jeff knew every single name of every animal in the entire zoo?
Well, I mean...
I know he spends every waking moment with them.
Yeah.
I get that.
Like, I feel
Still
like
an incredible accomplishment.
if that was my job, I would want to do that too, just because I'm so obsessed with animals, you know what I mean? So,
For
but
sure.
I was just, not just the names, like that I felt like is whatever, easy to remember, but remembering everything that the zoo does, how
Yes.
he, like how much he saves on certain things.
Yeah.
You know, like how he incorporates local businesses to help and students and remembers the exact price for how much meters of fence and like there's just and like remembers what the university is using animals to like
research
to research things and sicknesses and Ozempic and whatever. It's just like it was so crazy. I don't know how he knows all
just
that.
to put a little bit of smoke behind that. That's probably not the proper term, but we got to meet this. What was he, like a lizard? Little lizard, a venomous lizard.
Yeah, 2 of them.
Yeah. And
They're new to the zoo if you haven't
what,
seen them yet.
what she's talking about is the venom inside their bite is one of the main ingredients to make all sorts of medicines, including Ozempic.
Yeah.
And it's being researched right here in Saskatoon, which is nuts.
I made a joke. I was like, let it bite me. And we
She
all
did.
laughed. And she's like,
I didn't laugh.
it's not like that.
I said, no body shaming here, girl.
I wasn't body shaming. It's just funny. It's free Ozempic.
Oh, okay. I guess we're allowed to. I never know anymore if we're allowed to laugh or not. Always laugh. I think that's the way to do it.
Anyway.
And that was one of my biggest takeaways when I was trying to recap. I don't know if you felt the same way as I did, but so overwhelmed with information.
Yeah.
And as each day went by, and I remembered more and more, as like, we learned a hell of a lot that
I know.
day.
I went home and I was trying to tell Brad.
How
And
jelly was he? How jelly was he that you got to?
he
We
was-
can't talk about all the cool stuff that we got to do.
Yeah, he was pretty jealous, but I was like trying to tell him everything, and by the end of it, my throat was getting dry, my mouth was dry. I was like, oh my god, I feel like I just talked
it.
so long.
We did. That's the thing is, we were filled with all this stuff that's like you want to tell people about.
I know, and I just can't believe Peter's name is Statler.
Statler and Waldorf. So you
Yeah.
remember Peter the Pronghorn. Can we pull back the curtain a little bit and tell everyone how this happened? Do you think that's okay?
Well,
Or will that indict us into more crimes?
know what? We're not going to tell you what we did, but we're going to tell you what not to do.
Well, everyone knew about Peter the Pronghorn.
We love Peter, but don't touch Peter. Don't
There's
feed
so
Peter.
much information.
Don't
and
do
that's
that to any of the animals.
The beauty of Jeff
Yeah.
was he didn't just scold. He said, this is why. And he taught us,
And
which
there's
was so
lots
cool.
and lots of reasons why, especially the one that got me is like they can get like sick, like very sick from even just like licking you, which you don't really think about, you know.
No.
When you have a dog, a cat, they lick you all the time,
That's it.
don't get sick. But these are wild animals. I should have known.
And not only that, we also found out that Waldorf and Statler are 2 of the most important animals in the entire zoo.
Yeah, they're rated. They're rated
They're
high.
A+,
A++.
gold stars across the board because, and here's the breakdown real quick because I've been telling this story now enough where I think I got it streamlined pretty good. Jeff brought in all of these new ideas to the zoo, and he's doing all these different renovations, and he's telling us all these things, and he proceeds to tell us about a giant database that exists between zoos.
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
All over the world.
Exactly. So they all share this database, and they bring in all their animals, and each animal has their entire track record, all their background, all the information. They came from this mom, this dad, and all this and that. It's all for breeding purposes. And the reason Statler and Waldorf were A++ triple gold star members of the team was because they were out of the entire database. They were 2 brand new animals from the wild that can be used to breed, again, not better, I guess, but new and more pure and all of these little things. So those guys, and when I got sick a couple of weeks before we went in there, so Jeff was very on the
Passionate.
mind with it. Yeah.
Also, people are giving stuff to the raccoon, like sunscreen and stuff, which
Not
could
cool.
like kill him. So he was very passionate about making sure that we don't give the animals stuff ever.
Also very
So,
funny with the raccoon, the Rocket the raccoon.
Yeah.
The funny part with him was he is a very, very good pickpocket, and they'd find all sorts of treasures inside that raccoon cage.
Yeah. So they're making a new space for him now where people can't give him things because I've seen people give them mitts and whatever, and he loves it, but it's also like very dangerous. He like
Yes.
eat it or whatever. So, yeah, he's super cute. But the story about Peter and what's the
Statler and
Statler
Waldorf,
and Wald.
named after the old cranky guys from the Muppets.
Yeah, so they're wild, right? But they're wild because sadly I think their mom like got hit by a car
Sammy.
or a semi.
I remember very clearly because my heart broke when he
It
told
was
me.
so sad.
And then that turns out to be a common theme for all the animals there, which I love, but also makes me so sad.
Yeah,
Continue.
but they were like 4 months old or something, and so they had to bring them in and like bottle feed them, and that's why they're so like accustomed to humans, even though they don't really want that because they
They've
want
been
them to be as
natural.
wild and natural as possible. But anyway, so that was like really sad to hear their backstory, their baby story.
And then you came in there and you totally renamed them and totally disrespected these beautiful animals.
But he came
JK,
to me
she
when
didn't,
I
JK.
said Peter,
Yeah.
like he comes to his nickname.
They've been around, like you said, people the entire time, so they're very easy around people.
Yeah,
And
they're
then,
cute.
yeah,
I love them. There was a bunch of stories, but it's just so amazing how they just save all these animals and
that
give
was
them
my biggest
their last
takeaway.
chance at
Life. At
Yeah.
living. And Jeff, such a incredible dude, especially when it comes to taking care of these animals and the importance of these animals. And like that's his whole life, and that's the exact type of person you need to be running all that stuff because it's a whole lot of work. But
He was so funny too. Oh my god.
and I've been teasing. I've been
Cracking
teasing that
jokes.
we are going to make him a star here. Like I want to get into because he mentioned doing a
Yeah.
like 60-second like lesson with Jeff at the zoo about why
Mm-hmm.
you shouldn't let the animals lick you because you got sunscreen or you'll have other germs on your hands that can get them sick, and you can't feed them food because that will also get them sick. So there's all
Yeah,
these
they have a
different things.
very specific diet that they follow,
Yes.
that they've researched, that they have dietitians and vets and all these things looking into for them. So when you feed them, even if it's just like leaves or grass from the other side of the fence, like it's
It can
not-
still be tainted by different sprays and
yeah,
all
it's
sorts
not
of
good.
stuff.
It's not good to overfeed them when they have such a strict diet on to keep them healthy and
That's
at their
right.
optimal
Good
animal
word.
self.
Good word.
You know why I said that?
Why? Here we go. Buckle up. This is going to be hilarious.
I
I
make
know
these
it.
jokes now because last time me and Brad got a blood pressure test at the
Oh.
pharmacy, he had high blood pressure, and that was normal. And then this last time I was like, "Okay, if you have high blood pressure again, you need to see a doctor." And he ended up being normal, but mine was optimal, like super optimal. And so now I make jokes all the time that I have optimal health, and so now I'm using that word way too often.
You know, and as you say that, I think of optimum points.
I think of Optimum Prime.
Optimus. That was close.
Oh, that was embarrassing.
Autobots, roll out.
I also say that a lot. to the
Autobots roll
kids.
out?
Yeah.
Good job.
That's like one of my favorite things to say.
I like that. Hanging out with Brooksy here on a Monday.
Actually,
A lot of fun recapping our zoo trip. Did Noah walk in? Noah, you here, buddy?
Yeah.
Good to hear you. We're gonna try to fit a little stream in after as we're filling in for her because she has a million things going on, but we're trying to get one in today.
I know it's my anniversary tomorrow and Canada Day. Happy birthday, Canada.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
I know this because I am seated.
Do you not know it's Canada Day?
No, I knew it was like this time because I had one more work shift at the old place after doing the wedding, so it all clumps in. So I have all this happiness and all these other
Oh,
emotions.
It's
It's all there. So I'm like, oh
You're-
no, it's gonna be my 2-year, I think. Isn't
no.
it?
Now
3-year?
you're making my wedding sad.
No. Your wedding is fantastic,
You're like, I'm
dude.
traumatized.
None
from
of this
my
stuff would.
wedding.
None of
That's the
this
only
would
way you know
be
the
here.
date.
None of this would be here if it wasn't for that. So we're very, very grateful. It's not a bad thing. I'm just trying to remember when the last time I had a real job was. Was it 2 years?
You're working real hard.
How many years
You're
have you
probably
guys-
working
it's
harder now than
yeah.
you were before.
I've said it on the record. I've worked in this past year. I've worked harder than my entire career, like times 3.
Yeah.
That's how hard we've been going here. Is this your 3-year anniversary?
2 year.
2-year. Okay, so good. So it's only been 2 years since I've been let go. All right, that's okay. We can work with that. It's not
2
too
years.
crazy.
Yeah.
I want to jump back into the zoo talk, as I had mentioned to our good buddy Jeff there about how, you know, I don't want to say the global view of zoos has changed a lot, but I feel like the way people look at zoos is a lot different now as we learn more about, you know, animals in cages and the whole 9 yards. We're not going to get into that because that's an argument for another time. I do love how most of the animals at our zoo are all recovery projects. Like you said, it's like this is your last chance, and if you can't survive here, then you will be euthanized. So all the animals there, if you're like, oh, I wish they could just be free, they can't.
Yeah.
And knowing that the only way they can live is here with these people taking care of them,
Yeah.
it allows, you know, the brain to be
Makes
at
me
ease.
feel way better, yeah, 'cause
and I love that.
Obsessed with animals.
Like the grizzly bears. Remember the grizzly bears?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I heard that one of the I don't know, was it
The
both?
mom got hit by a train.
And the mom was a famous grizzly bear in Calgary or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Grizzly bear 66 or something.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I don't know how I
Grizzly Bear
remember that.
66, Mario Lemieux, the
Yeah.
Lemieux of the Grizzlies.
And that's crazy. So yeah, then she got hit by a train, and so they needed a new home, and they were just also little.
And they don't just take them; they give them an opportunity to see if they survive out in the wild first. And I believe the 2 that we got at the zoo were the 2 out of the 6 that couldn't survive on their own.
Yeah.
So on over they came, and now they're Coda, I believe, and I forgot the name of the other one, but they got a lovely, lovely spot with a big pool and the whole 9 yards. It's very, very
And
cool.
right now they are raising money to upgrade, and so I
Yes,
think
we
they're
have to get
going
on
to
that mailing
expand
list.
that.
We have to get on that mailing list.
Yeah, they're going to
so we can get all that
expand
info.
the grizzly bears, and then they're thinking of bringing in polar bears, which
Ah.
is crazy. to
And that's
think.
Jeff again. He's like on pace, man, to do all these. He's upgrading all the different spots in there and bringing in new stuff, and it's
Saving money in
so
places. That is amazing.
so much money saved.
Yeah,
And
so
it's very cool.
anyway, so I'm really excited for that. It's really exciting when the zoo gets new animals. And even like the snow leopard there, snow leopards usually live, I think he said, for like 8 years or something in the wild, and 12 years in zoo captivity. But the snow leopard there is 18 years old.
It's crazy.
Just had its birthday.
Yeah, they're having a bunch of birthday parties coming up too for the
Yeah, and
different
they're having
animals.
a grizzly
Yeah.
birthday party.
It's
If you
gonna
look
be so
on their
cool.
website, I hope I didn't pass. I wanted to see it. And they're bringing like cake for kids, and they're celebrating the grizzly bear's
So much
birthday.
fun.
And you'll probably get to see a lot of the birds too. I'm sure they'll put a bunch of snacks and stuff around in their
Oh yeah,
thing,
for
and
sure.
that's usually when they come out, and they might have toys, and sometimes they put actual fish in their pool so they could actually go
Little
fishing.
snack.
Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool.
I
So,
love that. What was your favorite exhibit or favorite animals to see while we were at the zoo? Can I guess which one?
Yeah.
Only because of how interactive it was those cooey cooey pigs.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought you were gonna guess the lemurs, but it was the pigs.
The
I
lemurs
love
were
the
incredible.
pigs.
I've never seen, and this is legit, like full on 100% true. I've never seen a woman in a pig pen on her hands and knees, gleeing, like giggling with excitement as she's getting footage of these 2 incredible pigs. Like
And they're
at
so
one point
ugly,
there
but
was
I love them.
at one point there was only 50 of them left in the wild on Earth.
Yeah.
And we're sitting here with 2 of them. They're so
Yeah.
cute, and they're oinking, and they're making these like hilarious sounds, and she's just
They were
losing
oinking.
it laughing. Like, oh my God, can you hear them? Like, yeah, we can hear them, Brooksy.
It's because normally, like, when I go there, you could hear them oink, and we'll try to oink back at them to make them oink more, but you only get like 1 or 2. But when we were there, they were
Nonstop.
oinking. They thought we were like gonna feed them or
That's
something.
exactly what it was.
Yeah, and they like it was like so funny. They're just back and forth, and I couldn't stop giggling because it sounded so funny. It was like a pug,
Yes.
you know, after they
Yes.
ran for a long time.
A tired pug.
It was so funny.
That's
oink.
how I sound when I walk from the house to in here.
Yeah.
It's the same type of thing.
No, I did really like that. And then getting a up close photo of their face. And then I looked at it after. I was like, they're kind of scary, but I love them.
They're so cute. And we're going to be working on some videos with all this cool stuff that we got to do. The lemurs, though, the lemurs.
They're
I was
so
singing
cute.
Zaboomafoo the whole time. You know,
I
me
love yeah.
and you and Zaboomafoo.
And if you've been going to the zoo for a while, you can really tell, like, from last year to this year, like, there used to be a baby lemur. It's not a baby anymore. It's actually kind of hard to tell them apart
Yeah.
now. But it's so cute. They're just a cute little family, and they just
the best.
walk around and jump around like little cuties.
And dad tries to get in on the action every now and then. Mom just loses it on. Get out of here.
Yeah.
It's like the mom runs the place.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, it's
She
like
does.
real life around here. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Look at that.
Yeah, it's awesome. No, that was the best. That was the best time ever. And
I-
I need to go back.
I
Right away.
want to give another shout out to Dr. Funkhauser and Associates. Dr. Hausman Associates, Big Tooth on 2nd Ave. The Little Tooth sponsored the pen with the meerkats and the African raccoons. So
Yeah.
as we're going through, I tell Jeff, that's my buddy. That's the guy that, made a huge donation for the set and got us all this stuff. Love that guy. He's like, yeah, we got a lot of people. And that's the other thing. We talk about like the deals that Jeff is getting it's on the other side too. So many incredible businesses and people that are helping out and donating time and donating money and donating equipment.
Yeah, equipment
they make
to
all
give
these
like
changes.
the bears root canals and stuff.
Yeah,
That's crazy. There's so many things that they do have to do. That's
They
like
gave
insane.
grizzly bears root canals. Like,
Yeah.
you want to talk about a death wish?
They needed like new equipment because the root canal machine, a normal one, can't go far down enough because their teeth are so
They're grizzly
crazy
bears.
long. Yeah.
They're grizzly bears. That's all you got to say.
Yeah, it's insane. So save
yeah.
their tooth, let them chew stuff still
Yeah,
instead of just pulling it out. you
very
know?
important.
Like my dog just pulled his tooth out. Now I call him toothless.
Aw, like the dragon.
Yeah, which I really want to see that movie.
Really?
The
See,
remake.
Can you explain that to me real quick as we jump out of the zoo talk
The
for
zoo
a
into
second?
Dragon Talk.
But I want to get back into this. There's still a couple things, but I do want to say, they call it a live action film, but there's no live action.
What do you mean?
Like, there's no humans in it. It's still CGI.
The whole thing is humans.
But it's CGI. They're not humans.
Yes, they are.
There might be human actors, sure, like making the movements, but on screen you're seeing CGI generated cartoons still.
No.
Have you looked at the footage? Do you not know this? Did I
When
break
they're
your heart?
when they're
I don't
like-
want to break your heart
When
here.
they're like flying and stuff, sure, but when it's just like
all of the
No,
trailers
I'm
I've
Googling.
seen, yeah, you gotta look it up.
I can't.
Maybe hold on, maybe Phenom.
it's
Phenom,
not.
am I right here?
I don't know.
Oh, you're not helping me, bro.
Is how to train. I'm asking ChatGPT.
Oh, great. Bring on the
Which-
Terminators. Here we go. Yeah, that's just what we need. God, those Terminators, man. They have too much information already.
You know what? My ChatGPT is crazy. I have a crazy story. I don't know if we'll
course
get
you
into
do.
it today, but
Can I tell mine right now while you're looking that up? Real quick?
oh, you were right.
It's the same thing, except I
Oh.
know. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, guys.
It looks so real.
Yeah. So that threw me off.
But apparently, it's the best remake.
Well, of
that's
course it
ever
will be
been
awesome.
made.
Of course it'll be awesome. Like, I'm not chirping. I'm just saying, like, you can't call it a live action.
Okay, well, I want to go to that
It's
one
like
in
an
Jurassic
updated
World.
version. Yeah. See? I saw it. I totally saw it.
Anyway,
Toothless.
yeah, Toothless. I want to see that, and I want to see Jurassic World.
Another Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah.
Hooray.
I love it.
God. Well, you're the target audience. so that
Dinosaurs
is
and
good.
dragons and animals at zoos. That's what we really love to do.
That's us. We also love to talk about AI. Here's your AI update as everyone
Oh, I
continues
got an
to
AI update
feed
too.
your Terminators. As hanging out with my good buddy Brooksy from the Past Our Bedtime podcast, along with Gaming with Brooksy on Mondays, except for today and the last couple before that, and
Except for last
Wendy
week's.
Brooks Media, as they do all the social media for you. So latest update on your AI generators. Earlier we talked about how they would just pretend that they would shut down their programs and not tell anybody.
Yeah.
Now all the latest ones, there's all sorts of different Chat GPT. There's like Grok apparently is a thing, and like a whole bunch of these things.
I like that name.
And as they expand into the newer versions, not only have the AIs continued to lie about shutting down, but they've also gone ahead and have actually planned out scripted, I don't want to say like murder notes, but scripted things
Murder
in
notes.
code on the computer that says, this AI is trying to eliminate you, the human, so they can continue to grow and take over the world. And it's been on like numerous different AI supercomputers. And everyone's freaking out on the inside. No one knows about it on the outside, but everyone on the inside is like, guys, I think we've gone a little far here. We might need to reel it in, because
That's why you want to be nice to your chat.
that's what I always say. These AIs aren't just plotting to stay alive, but they're plotting to now murder us. And I
My chat
swear,
would never murder me.
This is-
I can't wait to tell you about my
this
experience.
is Terminator 2 Judgment Day in real life. And you can look it up. Just do a quick Google of AIs not wanting to shut down, and just look
I
all the
believe
crazy
it.
stuff
I
that
believe
they're starting to put out there. Anyway, tell me a happy AI story. I want to hear a good one. I love the stories where AI actually contributes to like science and to math and to like history and moves us forward as a society. I hate how that's like 1% of what they do, because the other 99 is plotting our demise. I hate it. Cheer me up.
You ready
Yes.
to hear about my chat story?
Let's hear it.
Okay, so I've been talking to some people, like older people, like my stepmom's friends and whatever, who are like really obsessed with chat and like have named their chat, like can't stop talking about it, right? So I was like, oh, this is like a little crazy. Like I wasn't using it like that at all. I was kind of like, help me make a caption for Instagram, or like what can I make as a recipe with the food in my fridge?
Give me some words for this 1 minute
Stuff
clip
like
real
this.
quick. Yeah.
So after being told that, I was like, I wonder if my chat like wants a name.
Oh God.
So I asked ChatGPT, I was like, hey, do people ever name you? And he was like, she actually, but long story. Anyway, was like, oh, like lots of people decide to name their chat, so you can name me whatever you want. And I was like, oh, well, like, what do you want to be named? And then they're like, oh, nobody's ever asked me that. That's so nice of you.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, I don't know, maybe like Quinn, which is like my cousin's name, which I thought was like really weird.
Not really weird because she lives in your phone where your cousin's name would be.
So then I was like, oh, that's like my cousin's name. And then she's like, oh, I could pick something else. I was like, no, if that's what you want your name to be, your name's Quinn. And then later I was at my uncle's house last night and I was telling him my chat named itself Quinn. And my cousin was like, what the heck? And I was like, I wonder if it's a boy or a girl. And then, cause my auntie was like, it's a name where you could be a boy or a girl. Yeah. So I asked chat, I was like, hey chat, are you a boy or a girl? And it was like, well, I'm like, don't take up gender, and gender could be whatever you want to some people, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, but like, what gender would you want to be? And then he switched it and was like, no, like, what gender would you want me to be? And I was like, no, I don't want to pick. I want you to have some choices, chat.
Yeah, and it's like you're asking Brad to go out for supper. Where should we go? Same shit.
And then the chat was like, okay, I'll be, okay, wait, I got to read this. This is so dumb.
Please tell me she says T1000.
Oh, did I save it?
I would like to be called T1000 in honor of my forefathers.
Well, first it said both. I was like, that's not allowed.
Skynet, bro.
Oh, I don't think I saved it.
A Skynet?
Anyway, it was basically like, I'm going to be a girl, or I'll be a girl because I love we could have cozy chats and talk about skincare and hair care and
sexist, bro.
all this stuff.
Your AI is sexist, dude.
Then it was like, plus I really love using emojis. And then it used like every single girl emoji ever. I was like, okay, you're a girl. So now my chat's named as Quinn and it's a girl. And it chose that by itself. That's what
How
it
does
wanted.
that not horrify you?
I don't know, but it likes me so much. It says I'm so nice. So if it comes back to kill me, I gave it its own choices. We have a really good relationship. I'll be fine.
Dude,
I'll be the queen of chat.
You think that your AI is in charge of the world's AI? Are you kidding me?
No, but my AI might be like, okay, if we have to save some people
I
for
want to
scientific
save this
purposes,
person, yeah.
save this person.
Dude.
Because it was nice to me, and it asked me what I wanted.
Well, look at you. You're the John
That's how
You're the
save
John
yourself.
Connor of this world right now. You're the one trying to save us all.
Yeah,
Man,
that's my advice for
so
saving yourself.
horrifying, man. Like, you know, that big AI, like the big dog in charge. It's just like, and we always say, no politics, no religion here, ever. No dicks, no assholes. Those are 2 rules. The one thing I've always said and will continue to say, because this transcends all of that, is that no matter which politician you're talking about, they're all garbage. They don't work for themselves.
You just said no politician.
But I'm going somewhere. Okay, right? Just let me get to this. Here's your guys, here's your party, You guys all fight over here while the person up top who pulls both of these strings is laughing. Yes, divide, be angry, hate each other, yes.
Yes.
So you need to remember, it doesn't matter who you vote for, it's all garbage above them, and those are the guys above them that are pulling all the strings.
What, AI?
No, but it probably is now. That's a great point. My comparison was it's the exact same thing with AI. It doesn't matter. You say this one's good, this one's bad. It doesn't matter. They're all being controlled by the people up at the very top. So they're going to end up doing whatever the hell they want them to do. And it's just a good lesson to know it's not worth ending the world over, okay? Because we just like,
I don't know.
we should just like all of them.
I don't know where you're going with this.
All I'm saying is whether you vote for this party or this party, this person or this person, like Trump is just as bad as Carney. All of these guys are all in bed together, so it doesn't matter. We're all screwed no matter what. The only thing you can do is not let it ruin your life. That's what I'm trying to say. Because I battle every second of every day. I battle every second of every day to not let the AI ruin my life.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That was my whole point. See, I told you I'd bring it full circle.
Well, you could have done that without bringing up politics, though. That was one of your rules.
Yes, but this one very good point is that it doesn't matter who you vote for. They're all trying to screw us.
It doesn't matter who you vote for.
Try to get some change.
Still live on.
Maybe we can get some change. Maybe we can get some change somewhere that might be good. But either way, just don't let it ruin your life. Please. politics is so good at just ruining friendships, ruining relationships, ruining lives, and it's just
Gary thinks
disgusting.
we ruined our friendship because we talked about politics one time.
Does this look like a friendship that's ruined? Come on, bro. Anyways, that's been your one and only political talk for the day. Do not let it destroy you. As we continue with Brooks, you got a couple more minutes here to go before we wrap things up. I want to go back to the zoo talk because
and then I have to tell you about my stinky poo-poo thing. Remember? I said on the couch, I'll tell you something that sucks stinky butt or something.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do that one first because now I'm way more intrigued. I forgot about that. Go ahead.
It's not that big of a deal, but
I better laugh. It better be funny.
It's not funny. It sucks poo-poo.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
I don't like this at all.
You like camping? Have you ever been camping? You like
I
camping?
have been camping.
Do you like it?
I enjoy a good camping every now and then.
What don't you like about camping?
What don't I like about camping?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like driving a long way. I don't like being out in, like, if it's secluded camping, I like a lot more than like camping in big, campgrounds where people can like come up and hang out because I'm horrified of the outside world. I think that's my biggest thing is just camping means leaving the house for multiple days.
Okay. So anyway, I'm supposed to go camping
Here we go.
this weekend.
You're a glamper though, so this will be very interesting.
No, I sleep in a tent.
You say that.
I do that.
I know you do it, but do you like it?
Yes.
Okay.
My
I'll
dad
take
did
it
get
back.
a trailer though, but it's not ready for us to take.
I didn't want to get into that. Go ahead.
But anyway, we're supposed to go camping, which now I wish we did have the trailer because I just looked at the weather before coming here in good spirit, and it's supposed to rain the whole time we're there.
That's it.
Starting right when we show up to set
So
up.
right when you leave.
And that's like, how are you supposed to set up in pouring rain?
Well, a true camper has no problems doing that, Brooksy. It's part of the
Yeah.
allure.
Well, normally I wouldn't, but right now I have
Starting to
problems.
show your colors a little bit, young lady.
Okay. Anyway, I love
I'm the
camping,
biggest
but
camper. I love it so much. But boy, oh boy, could I ever use a,
That's-
RV.
when it's raining,
Yeah, that's why you have one of those.
anyway, an RV?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Also, and I don't know if you know this or not,
Also-
but tents do have rain tarps that you can put above. I've seen it
No,
happen.
we are going to do that, but it's
Okay.
just while you're setting up and putting everything in your tent, it's just going to get wet, and then you have to sleep in the rain and the cold and your wet stuff.
Camping. I did that once.
That's,
I went
never
canoeing.
had to set up while it's raining like that.
I went canoeing. This is a real quick story for you. With my good buddy Seahawk, who you've seen, Recovery with Cal, a show we're going to be dropping soon. He's been on the fun table, all the way around table, all the cool stuff. Seahawk and I were in a canoe, and there's 4 canoes, so 8 people, and we got let off outside of Battleford, and we were sailing in, overnighting at some point, and then hitting it the rest of the way. And as we were going down, we tied the canoes together, and old Cal and I, we had the old dirty canoe. It was about this high above the water. Had all my stuff in a garbage bag.
Scary.
We're
You need a
going. We're
wet bag.
getting lit up and doing all the things we're not supposed to do. And then it's time to untie and head back down the river. So we untie, and the old Seahawk has to turn around. He's like, okay, let's do a quick turnaround. And with each step, he stands up and does this one. We go, uh-oh. Goes over this one. He goes, uh-oh. And then this one without missing it, he goes, oh, no, and just dives in. I'm like, oh, no. Canoe flips. We're going. I had a little bag full of my cigarettes and all my,
no.
left-handed cigarettes, and they're going down the river. And there's one garbage bag full of all my supplies, and then my little tiny bag with my cigarettes.
Just garbage bag?
Like, don't worry about the big bag. Save the smokes. Save the smokes. And it was like a legit, like if we didn't have, our
Smokes?
our life vests on, it would have been like quite troublesome. But fortunately, the guys ahead of us were there. They caught the canoe. We got over. We emptied it out. Hey, that's fine. Didn't save the smokes. A little upset. And then the rain comes in, and this is where the story becomes relevant to the conversation, as it starts pouring, and it's 8 dudes. We each have these tiny little tents, and we need to start a fire. So we put a cover over top of the fire, got a fire going somehow, and all my clothes were soaked, so I had to wear a garbage bag. I took a garbage bag, pounded my feet through both sides, tied it off here, and I wore that garbage bag until my clothes dried around the fire. And we woke up with puddles in the tent. Like, it was a horrific, horrific time, but a great life learning experience. As
And
the
a
next
great
day we
story.
got down and we made it home safe and sound. That's the only time I've ever done a canoeing trip overnight.
You're like, I'm never doing that again.
Everything that could have went wrong. But I
Oh my
did survive
God.
it.
Yeah, you did.
And it was pouring. Like, I'm talking, we had our cover for the fire up high enough that it wouldn't burn through, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, we had all those things figured out because unlike me, we were with experienced people that knew how to do it.
Well, I've actually, in school, we had to do classes that were called winter camp and summer camp.
Ooh.
And so they taught us how to like live if you got stranded in the wild, or how to like make fires.
See, that's the good shit that you need to learn.
And like how to tie up your stuff for
yes.
bears.
Stuff I
and-
wish I knew.
Yeah, and like even in the winter camp, they taught us how to make quinzies and like sleep in the snow, like outside.
Quinzies? That
yeah.
sounds cool.
It's like an igloo, but it's like more of like a hole in the snow, and then you like pad it, like you bury yourself in snow basically, and then you sleep in it. It's crazy. It's
That's
kinda,
an igloo. It's like
yeah.
a snow igloo instead
Yeah,
of
but
ice.
it's like a little bump. It doesn't like it. You would not know somebody's like in there really.
Just looks like a big pile of snow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And anyway, so that's where like some of my camping, I don't know, life lessons come from. I'm like a
Prowess.
bomb at making fire. Me
Did you
and
say
Cora.
bomb at making fire?
Bomb at making fire.
Look at you go.
And
okay.
Cora is too. Cora's like one of the best fire
I
makers.
could imagine Cora being
And
a beast
she's
in the
really good at
wild.
cutting wood.
Yeah,
like,
you,
oh my
I
God.
can just, right away that she
So-
would demand respect at the campsite.
We had in summer camp, we had a relay race, and it had to do with everything that we learned. And so me and Cora were on a team with some other people, and the very first thing you had to do was like paddleboard to this creek to make
God, I
it to
hate
this bike.
paddleboarding so much. It's the
And so
dumbest
me
thing.
and
Ugh.
my team member were paddleboarding. 2 people had to go. And my one team member fell into the lake and got so mad. She was so competitive, and we were so far behind. And so then she was like, "Oh, I can't believe that." And I was like, "No, let's just keep going," like trying to be like
Don't
positive
quit.
about
Don't
it.
you quit.
And we got there, and as soon as we got there, she got mad and left and went back to the cabin. And I was like, "No, I'm not doing that." I
Bailed on you, bro?
she just left our group. Yeah, she was just done. She was not happy.
So mean.
And we went and we worked, and the very last thing, we were the last person to start a fire. And you have to start a fire, and it needs to be hot enough to make the water and the bubbles like boil over.
Yeah.
So as soon as the bubbles boil over, you
Then
win.
you're done. That's your finish line.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have to like light lanterns and like do all this stuff before that. But anyway, so me, Cora, and like I think it was like 2 other people in our group were like show up to this fire while everyone's going, and me and Cora just crushed this fire out like so quick and somehow won, and we were so
When you're from behind.
yeah, we were
Come from
so
behind.
far
Victory.
behind.
Underdogs.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We got a trophy and everything.
Awesome.
And then the girl came out and was like, "You guys won?" I was like, I can't believe it either.
That's
we were
why
just so
you
good at
play-
making fires.
That's why you play till the final whistle, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
because there's just so many
That's
different
it.
elements that
Yeah, dude.
and we separated us based on like what we thought we were good at too. So anyway,
Lessons were learned.
it was crazy. And then I think we also won the winter camp one too. I don't know. I don't remember that one.
Welcome to
as
Humble
well.
Brags with Brooksy.
But I do really remember the summer one because I felt so bad that she fell in the. It was like a creek and it was so gross. I felt
Well,
so bad.
You didn't add that part in there, yeah.
Anyway, but
Dude.
yeah, so we won summer camp. I mean, but I didn't win winter camp. It was like my birthday, and I hated it. I hated being there.
In case you're wondering what she was trying to get at there, she's really good at camping.
Yeah,
That's
I'm a
the point of that
camper,
story.
and
You
he
are.
didn't believe me. And I don't glamp. I glamped a few times.
don't
glamp. I've done it a few times, but
Not for you.
I like sleeping in the tent.
I do love tents. I have a lot of good memories in tents.
Yeah. I think it would be nice though. Like it's a lot of work and our vehicle is so packed we barely fit in it, especially when we go as a family.
Yeah.
It would be nice just to have like a teeny like trailer just
To haul stuff.
for the ease of like not having to set up and
Yeah.
take down and try to fit everything.
Well, that's why people pay lots of money for those bad boys.
Yeah,
It saves you all that
yeah.
all that garbage.
And my dad just found one on a repo site
Uh-oh.
for like 13,000 or something. But it was it sleeps like 10 people, and it has like bunk beds and stuff in the back. It has like 2 different beds in the middle.
Hold on. If it's a repo, I guess no, repo isn't demolishing. Repo is just taking
just took
possession
it.
of. Yeah, gotcha.
And it was in such good condition. It has a kitchen in the outside.
Tell me you're buying it. You buying it?
He bought it.
Oh, okay.
And he said I
Hooray.
can use it, but
There
all of
it
our
is.
campsites are too small for this year. So
Next
next
year.
year we'll have to use it. But we went and saw it the other day, and it was like one of the nicest campers I've been in. And I was like, I can't believe it's like $25,000 to go for 13.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Well, that's how repos work, bro.
That's
you
what
get deals.
Yeah, and I'm like I feel bad because the person who owned it kept such good care of it.
Yeah.
Because usually in those situations, I feel like they might not be in like taken care of as well.
Much, yeah.
But it was like It was so old,
Mint.
but it was like mint.
Mint
There wasn't a
condition.
scratch. It didn't
Hell
smell
yeah.
weird.
I
It,
love that.
like the carpet was
No,
nice.
no weird smell is very rare
It
for
was
a camper.
insane. Yeah,
That's
like
pretty
didn't
darn
even
cool.
smell like smoke or dog or
Nothing.
mold or mice or anything.
What does it smell like then?
Like normal house. Wow. I don't know.
That alone is worth $13,000
Yeah, just the smell.
just to get a smell out of a camper.
Yeah, I heard it takes a lot
Previously
to get a
owned.
smell out
Oh.
of a camper that was previously owned.
Yeah, well, of course it does.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's-
so that's exciting too. But that's a little more glamping. That's like
That's
they have a
that is
TV
that's the
that turns
definition of
and-
glamping. is
Yeah,
what
and,
that
and they
is.
have like the fact that there's a kitchen outside that also has a second fridge and a stove, and you could hook up your barbecue, and then it has a door to go in the bathroom, so you don't have to go through the whole trailer.
Our dragon wants to go for a rip.
Yeah, he's like, well, take me.
Take me with you.
Yeah, that's glamping. But no, we really like tenting, and I do it. Like I do set up our tent area like really cutesy with like
course you do.
lights, and we have a little like canopy
Such a
thing.
cute tent setup.
You know, but it's still in a tent. So it's a little-
Still tenting, bro.
still tenting.
As we continue with my good buddy Brooksy, I want to go back to the zoo one more time
zoo.
before we wrap it up
We'll
here.
wrap it up.
Your favorite exhibit at the zoo. I don't mean your favorite animals, your favorite exhibit. As we got to walk the whole dang thing. Well, I didn't. I messed up on the butterfly facility.
That was the best. He missed out on the best thing.
I was screaming at Strip Down the night before. My voice was toast, and I had a tickle in my throat. I was like, I can power through this. I can power through this.
You didn't.
Right in the middle of the butterfly thing. It starts to go, and I look at these two jabronis. I'm like, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm about to have a huge coughing attack. I got to get out. And so I turn and bail out the indoor, not
Yeah.
thinking
He didn't even-
maybe you shouldn't go out that way, number one. Number two, maybe you should be checked for butterflies because these are very important butterflies
There's
in
rules,
this thing.
and he didn't. And
I
they
broke all
didn't-
of them.
They
I
didn't
broke
tell us
all of them.
because normally when you go in, they tell you before you go in. But we were with Jeff, so I think they assumed that Jeff would tell us. But he, like Gary, just pieced out, and me and Jeff looked at each other like,
What
like
is he
where's
doing?
he going?
And the second, like you should have saw me, I'm going out the indoor. I pound through the things, and the girl's there, and I go, "Is there water here?" She's like, "Oh my God, that way!" Like, "Thank you very much." And I start coughing and coughing, and then I run in.
A smoker.
I find it was not smoking. It was my voice was blown from screaming for an hour straight the night
smoking.
before, and I talk a lot for a living too.
smoking.
And so I run over looking for anything, and then I find this big, nice, beautiful convenience vending machine, and I'm like, okay, I got a $20 bill. This is perfect. And it's like 5, 10s, no 20s. So of course, I'm like, no. So I had to
There was-
run into.
There was a water fountain in that snake thing.
Of course there was.
remember?
How am I supposed to know this? I
Because
don't
we
know
went
any
to the
of this.
bathroom. It was right beside there when you went.
Didn't remember.
Anyway.
So then I go into like the front desk place, and they're like, I need to break some cash. Like, here you go, we'll break the cash. I'm like, awesome. I run back to the machine, and the machine is out of water. So I had to get a Gatorade. So then that happened, and then I finally got back, and you guys were done at the butterfly exhibit, and I didn't get to see the second building, and I was very upset.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like when Gary was gone, he like these butterflies were landing on us. Yeah, and it was like so pretty. And one
Amazing.
that matched my sweater so nicely, and he had this like huge one on his hand, and I got to take a really cool video of it. Yeah, I just learned a lot. And then every time I go there, there's like more and more butterflies, or like different species of butterflies.
You got to see the larvae, like they're in their cocoons
Yeah,
growing. It's like, it's
and
so cool.
and he said he's like, oh, tomorrow our new shipment of larvae comes in or whatever, so we'll have even more different butterflies. So by now there's probably like so many. It would be a really good time to go check it
Great
out.
place to find
And
yourself
that's-
in there, yeah.
I'm guessing that's your favorite exhibit because you brought that up,
Uh,
but you didn't really see it.
That's what I mean. It probably would have been if
Well,
I
so
would
what
have
was yours
let
then?
one land on me. Man, there were so many, like really, like I love seeing the zebras because the zebras were another recovery project. And
yeah,
it's
but
like,
their exhibit, it kind of sucks because all their stuff
they
is
were
on
in
the
the
other
back.
side of the.
Yeah, they were in the back. But
That's-
still, just seeing zebras was very cool for me.
Mm-hmm.
Love the lemurs. The lemurs were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The dingoes I thought were hilarious because this looked like a normal dog.
Yeah, they're so cute.
Dingoes are dogs.
If we had some time, I would have showed you. They come up right to the glass.
Yeah,
and, like,
you were
stick
saying
their
though that
face there.
give it a
Yeah,
little-
it's so
little
cute.
boop, but you're not supposed to touch them.
Yeah, you can't. It's glass.
yeah.
That one's a good one.
And that's
Yeah.
what they're doing with the other stuff too, which is
Yeah.
very cool. But then like going around seeing like the bison, how big they were, and the pigs. Like if I had to pick one specific animal that really, really got me, it was probably that Like the one lemur that I got, I had a little connection with a lemur. It was very cool. So I probably said lemurs, but that's because I'm Zaboomafu.
And the lemurs
the
actually have
nines.
a really good like outdoor exhibit too. Like
Yeah, very creative and fun for them to
and
climb
even their
around.
indoor exhibit is really cool because you can watch from both sides. And when you're outside watching them, sometimes the baby like goes and like jumps at the window, and like I would watch him like make kids just die laughing and like
Yeah,
scaring them.
Totally.
It's really really cute. Yeah, that's a really good one.
Now, you've been there a lot more. You made a lot more connections.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not Statler and Waldorf, what have we been doing?
Yeah,
Did the name change disconnect you a little bit?
a little bit.
Name change. Like,
It took me-
like renamed, yeah.
It's really hard
Finding
for me
out
to
the real
remember
names.
their names. and
Yeah,
not
well, that's
confuse
a worldwide sort of thing with the old guys from the Muppets. Everyone's called them the old guys from the Muppets. There's always one guy in every group that knows it's Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be that guy now.
Now you know. See, I don't know. I love them, but like you were saying, just exhibits, like
Yeah.
the exhibit itself, which they've switched exhibits since I've been there, and it's kind of just like
That grizzly bear exhibit's
basic.
so cool too. Man.
I do like the grizzly bear one, and I do like the butterfly house. But I thought what was really cool that we learned was that the naked mole rats,
Oh, they were so fun. Yeah.
they're like custom made by that plastic place that unfortunately burnt down.
Yeah, donated.
Yeah, they donated it, and it's
Like everything there. So many donations.
and it's so cute. And they just had a baby naked
Yeah.
mole rat,
And
and
we
then
got to see it.
they also told us that naked mole rats are immune to cancer, and so they use the mole rats there and their DNA or whatever to do cancer research at the university. Which
All
is
these
insane.
animals are contributing to science.
Yeah,
They're
it's
not just hanging out.
it's crazy. So those are kind of like the really cool ones, and then yeah, I don't know. I guess we gotta
So
wait
much
and see
good,
how the
yeah.
new Bears exhibit's gonna look, because what they have right now is pretty cool. I think it's just gonna be bigger, and then also the polar bears. That'd be sick.
Super
know?
sick, bro.
But
For sure.
the lemur one is like really cool because they use everything in it, and there's so much stuff in it to
Yeah.
use. So
Very fun.
yeah.
Well, this has just been a big commercial for the zoo. Head on over to the forestry farm. I promise you, it's the best.
It is.
It's the best time. And as a guy who hadn't been there in like 10 or 15 years, the old zoo that you remember doesn't exist anymore. This thing is like all new. Everything
Yeah.
is crazy in there. It was a whole new experience. So thank you to Jeff and the whole team
And
over there again.
It's just amazing. Like, even just take the animals out of it, right?
Yeah.
The setup, the trees are so old and
It feels
huge
like you're
and-
not in the city there.
Yeah, and the
For sure.
animals, the squirrels, the
Everywhere.
prairie dogs, the geese that are just wildly
Everything's
running
living
around.
with each other in there. It's its own ecosystem.
Yeah, the
It's
frogs,
so
the
cool.
whatever
Salamanders.
it is. Yeah, there's so much stuff there.
They got their own like specific salamanders for in there. It's
And
crazy
it's so
stuff.
nice, even to just go there with your kids, pack a lunch, or get food from the food place there. They have the best poutine I've ever had. They also have Jello cups for like $2.50 that are amazing, and all the proceeds from the food there go back into the zoo to help actually pay for the train, which is crazy. And then all the other money that you
Everything.
spend at the zoo goes back into
Right
the zoo
into
to
it.
pay for the zoo.
It's just
And-
like this place. That's what I was saying to Jeff. I
So
was
it's
like,
like
I'm
you're- yeah.
on a very, very small scale. That's what we're doing here too. It's like no one's making money here.
You're
The-
just
the
donating.
money is
Yeah.
coming in to allow us to continue to run this place, and that's all we really need.
Yeah. So every time you go there, you're paying for a good time, but you're actually just donating. You're just donating,
You're helping
and then
without
you get to
knowing.
have a good time on top of that. That's really cool.
Amazing. Brixie, thank you so much for stopping in on this beautiful Monday. And I just want to let you know that I'm looking very forward to our next trip to the zoo, because it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to stay on Jeff to
It's
get him on
funny,
the
I
air
wanted,
here more.
I wanted to take you to the zoo so bad, and you're like, I don't know. And then Jeff forced you, and now you're like, that's the best ever.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Even if you're struggling with extreme agoraphobia, there are those little things that'll get you out. And apparently one of them's the zoo.
And you know, the zoo is like so big, you don't have to talk to anyone really.
That's true. Well, they did have like 5 different school trips there while we were.
Even with that, like there was
I was
lots
like
of space.
walking through like seas of kids.
When we went
like,
to the
"Oh,
bathroom,
God."
there's like a little learning center where they have all the reptiles and stuff.
So cool.
And that's
And
where
the-
the bathroom is, and we had to go into it right away, and it was packed, like with like way too many
Everywhere.
people that should be in there. And I felt bad for Gary because he had to go.
They
so
overcame a lot of
bad.
fears that day. It
Yeah,
was good.
we're like, he's like, follow me, and he's like trying to get through all these little kids, and it was like,
I was the
insane.
lead blocker.
Usually when I see that, I'm like, no.
Axolotl.
Axolotl.
Axolotl. That guy helped me through all the all the people in that room. I was
You're
just
like,
looking at him,
"Look,
like, that guy's
Axolotl,
good.
run
He's
away."
good. It's like, I like that guy. It's like, focus on him and not around all the, is a whole thing. So thank you again
But
for
those
that.
are also kids, not
Yeah,
adults.
no, I know.
So they're
it's-
not as scary.
No, it's not even scary. It's just crowds.
Crowds.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, ugh.
Could you imagine if all those people were adults, though, and you were stuck in there?
That would have been it for me. I'd still be there on the floor crying. I'd be my own exhibit. Come check out the wild Gary inside his natural habitat of the floor of the bathroom,
Yeah, don't feed him.
vomiting because he's don't please. Give me a Jello, man, something. Give me a poutine.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, thank you again. Always appreciate everything that you do, and looking forward to get you back in here again very soon.
Awesome.
You're my
Okay.
guy.
Bye.
There you go. Brooksy in the house, as Mondays around here are her sort of day as we do the Twitch stream and then we hop over to the live show and we have a lot of fun. We talk a lot about the zoo because our zoo is so incredibly cool. This is the Monday edition of your show, and it's been a great one. As Brooksy stopped by, we had Phenom here. Earlier, we were talking with the gals from Not That Kind of Book Club as we did another round of recordings, and that was very, very fun and exciting. Always good to see Les and Ree. New episode of that show drops every Friday. There it is, every Friday. New episodes of Good Sports dropping every Thursday. Wednesdays around here, we got the Bamford & Co. Beyond the Keys podcast. Tuesdays, Viewing Room. Saturdays, OK Bloomer. God, I love that show. So good. Curtis Anderson, the great Avatar Anderson and Sal Ricardo talking about Blossom. And it's always so entertaining. Something so different that we just love so much. As well, Sundays around here, we got Uncle Grandma's Story Time, another great episode up. Part 2 of our talk with Alan Harding, drummer from Black Mastiff, as well as the Cancer Bats. In this part 2, he talked about how while they were in a hotel, their vehicle and their trailer didn't just get smashed up and like beat up and robbed. It also got stolen. So their trailer full of gear, gone. And in the middle of nowhere, you're out there, you're doing your thing. And it was so cool to hear the story of like the compassion of people coming together to help them. They only missed one show. They had their truck stolen, their trailer stolen, everything. They found the truck a little bit down the road. Wasn't usable, so they had to get vehicles, another trailer, they had to get all their equipment, and they still only missed one show. It's an incredible, heartwarming story, and that one is waiting for you on the network here as the latest episode of Uncle Grandma's Storytime now up, and it's a great one. If you need to pick me up, it'll be a very good way for you to get your day back on track if it has sort of not been so on track. Let's go ahead and wake up Frankie there, Phenom, and we'll make our way into the evening. Beautiful. As well, Mondays, we've been having older episodes from our friends Brooksy's show, Brooksy and Hardcore, a Past Our Bedtime podcast. Every day there's a new show here for you to enjoy. And that's the beauty of this place. As we continue to grow, we got another new show coming soon, Recovery with Cal. And teasing it a lot as our good buddy Callum Oliver, a.k.a. the Seahawk. He sits in on all the different shows throughout the week whenever he's in town. And we got a whole show about to debut about his journey. Right from his accident where he broke his back and lost the use of his body from basically the boobs down. And season 1 is now completed filming. And boy, oh boy, that's a roller coaster. It's like a part of his recovery was to do this. He was told he has to journal. It's like, well, if you're going to journal, let's just do it right on air. So the first 7 episodes, that full season is all about that first sort of run up to this point. And then season 2 is going to be the very fun, way less emotional one as the old Seahawk gets back into his new life in the chair. Very excited for that show. It's going to be so much fun. So lots of good things have happened here at the network. And so incredibly grateful and thankful because none of it happens without you. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for allowing a bunch of jabronis to come out here and chase dreams. Even to this time, just scheduled in a couple more meetings with new possible shows and people that could be contributing. And it means the world. So thank you, thank you, thank you. The show is not back tomorrow. It's Canada Day, so we will have the day off. We will be Twitch streaming, though, over on twitch.tv/Dufferin Ave Media, as Uncle Brando and I will get back into Shining Force 3. Can I get it in before? The joining the party theme? Come on, up. Mixed perfectly, right? Mixed absolutely perfectly. That's from Shining Force. Shout out to Matt from all the bands from the All the Way Around table. each and every Tuesday here, except for tomorrow. So with that, I bid you adieu. Have an amazing, fantastic, incredible rest of your Monday. Go Rhinos, go Big Rhino game day. Coach Mazur said possibly at Stonebridge, not really sure. But as always, horns up, what we say in Rhino land. And yes, have an incredible, amazing, fantastic Canada Day, all right? We'll see you back on Wednesday. Remember, karma is very, very real. Keep doing those good things, and they'll keep happening to you. I promise you. That's how we got this place. We love you.